Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here once again. Welcome back. It is Friday. Hopefully, you guys are going to enjoy your guys' long weekend for, as we know, a long weekend there for May. Um, yeah. Anyway, hopefully, you guys all had a pretty good day yesterday for Thursday. It was an early slate, and hopefully, you guys played a little bit. It was an interesting one. Not a lot of high scoring, like I said in the video. If you guys picked some of the guys from that Pittsburgh stack, you probably did half decent with Bell, and I think Polanco did pretty good as well. So hopefully, you guys pick some of those guys. It was another W for us for FanDuel and DraftKings. We are now 5-1 on both sides each. In the past 6 days, so both of them are 5-1. So, like I said, we are doing pretty good right now. Would love to have you guys come join us. Like I said, I say it every video. It's only $10. And if you are playing my lineups, please play in double ups and 50-50s. You can do one or two tournaments, but make sure most of it, like 80%, is double ups. Just, in case you do lose in tournaments, you have double ups and 50-50s to back you up and hopefully make you at least a little bit of money. So that is mostly it. So, as you see here, doubled up yesterday for the early only slate for FanDuel, even though basically, for me, it's the main slate. It was the slate with the most games. So DraftKings called it main, FanDuel called it early. So, like I said, it was the main slate. Like I said, it was a closer one, but still wasn't too bad. Strasburg sucked. Pierce, um, he helped out pretty good. But yeah, it was kind of a weird slate. No one really did too much. I didn't have any of the Pittsburgh guys, but thankfully they weren't too high owned. And then over here on DraftKings, it was another top 2% finish. We were just killing it over there on DK. There were some of the guys that had Strasburg, Bundy. I just went Bunty because I needed to punt. There's no really good second guy, so I just went Bundy with Torres and Sanchez being out. That helped Bundy a little bit. Still kind of sucked, but still, it was just a bad slate. And Rizzo went off, JT went off, and also McCutcheon. A lot of this Chicago game was only on DraftKings, so that's why I didn't put them on FanDuel. So that is it for the recap. Like I said, to get in, check out our Twitter in the comment section below. You can also, like I said, it's right here, DFS Moneymakers too. We said it will be in the comment section. Just message us, say, hey, I want to get set up on FanDuel or DraftKings, and we'll get you all set up. Like I said, $10 a week separately for FanDuel and DraftKings. So anyway, let's look ahead to today's big, massive slate we got going on. I'm not going to go through everyone. I'll, go briefly tell you some of the other guys that I am considering for sure, but definitely look at the main guys that we're looking at. All right, some of the totals we got: St. Louis and the Braves at 9.5, LA Rangers at 9, Oakland and Seattle with a 9.5. No totals on these ones. Some injuries, and we got a 9 here with Washington and Miami. So not too many totals, but we can kind of guess what some of the totals will be. So once again, we got some pretty good guys out there. Blake Snell, Sale, Syndergaard, Bueller, Brios, Shane Bieber, Ray. So we got some pretty good, expensive guys, good pitchers out there for sure. So let's get into it here. Pitcher is Sale as a number one. Honestly, Sale or Snell. Oh man, say that 6 times fast. Anyway, both of those guys are in excellent spots. I put Sale in here just because I think he'll be a little bit less owned. Wasn't the greatest versus Houston last time out. That was mostly because of the walks, and he didn't get the pitch deep into the game. Only had 5.1 innings. So the walks really killed him. But if he didn't have those walks, he easily could have got his 45, maybe even a little bit more. So as you see there, let's try it again. Maybe he's a little bit better here. He is on the road, so we'll have to see how that goes. Like I said, 8 to 9 strikeouts is what I think he will be doing. If you look at his strikeout streak recently, he's just been killing it. So just hope the walks don't kill him. That's the only thing that we're worried about. I do like him in cash, lower ownership, and I don't mind him in GPP just because Snell should have a lot of ownership. Speaking of him, as you see there, number 2, as I just mentioned, him or Chris Sale could be your number 1. Both of them are in very good spots, but Snell probably is the better one if you're playing straight cash games. 11.5 strikeouts per 9 versus right-handed bats. Cleveland has 6. I think he has 10.5 or 11 versus lefties. So either way, he should be in a half decent spot. Cleveland's not that good of an offense. They do strike out a ton, and has the W upside in this one. So as I said, if you're playing safe, really safe, definitely go Snell. If you're going a little bit riskier, or you just want to hopefully have a good game from Sale and hope that Snail doesn't do good, then you can definitely go with Sale. Man, that's a tongue twister. Anyway, number 3, we got Ray versus San Francisco. Look, this dude's going to give up 3 to 4 runs, even against a bad San Francisco team. If he gives up 1 or 2, then you're in for a treat. So, but we know this guy's going to give up runs. That's just what he does. He does strike out quite relying on here. 8 to 9 strikeouts is hopefully what we're going to get. 34 to 36 points is what I'm looking at. He may or may not get the win. He usually doesn't go too deep, so we'll have to see on that one. Don't bank on the W, but I don't mind him. Other guys that we're looking at here that I didn't mention. Jose Barrios not in a bad spot against Chicago. Definitely should have the W in that one. Shane Bieber, not too high on him against Tampa Bay. That is up to you guys. We got Hoffman. He could get lit up a little bit against Baltimore. There's no one down there that I'm really looking at too much, besides some of these top guys that we mentioned here. So Snell, Sale, and maybe some Barrios is kind of what I am looking at in that one there. And as I mentioned, Robbie Ray on the cheap in there. All right, let's move on to some of the stacks that we are looking at. Number 1 stack is the Angels versus Smiley. So I think they got rained out there last time against Minnesota, so they have had some time off. Favorite picks for sure. These guys are going to be popular. Trout, Ohtani, Pujols, and Fletcher. Most of these guys can kill lefties, and Smiley, not the greatest pitcher. It is a pitcher's ballpark, but I do think LA finds a way to get a couple runs in this one for sure. Next is New York Mets versus Soto. So as we mentioned the last couple of days, they're hurting a little bit with their injuries, but they didn't do too bad against Strasburg yesterday. And, they are facing a AAA arm in Soto for Detroit. Don't mind Alonso, J.D. Davis, Wilson Ramos for DK, and Todd Frazier. I don't think Mets will be crazy popular. Maybe 1 or 2 of them. Their prices aren't that expensive. So expect a couple of them to be high ownership, the normal guys, Alonso, and, guys like that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see in this one. I don't mind a couple that I mentioned. Conforto's out. They got a ton of injuries right now. You can look at Rosario maybe. But like I said, most of these guys are pretty cheap. They just have so many injuries. It's crazy. So if you are putting a couple of those Mets in there, you can definitely get Snell or Sale in there, because these guys are pretty cheap. So, yeah, I guess their ownership will be relatively high. So, for sure, like a couple of those guys in that one. Moving on, we got Minnesota versus Lopez here. Lopez is another one of those guys. He could get lit up, or he could have a gym like he did a couple games ago. But, man, Minnesota is one of the top offenses in the league. I saw them doing everything in the offseason with all the trades they were doing, free agent signing. And I was like, man, these guys are going to be a pretty good team. A lot of people kind of doubted it, but they're proving them wrong. So we got Lopez here with a 5.14. Like I said, ERA is coming down recently, but still the dude does struggle. Had a good one against Cleveland. Had a monster game against Detroit. So, like I said, he's one of those dudes. You don't know if he's going to be good or going to be bad. He gives up about 2 walks per game, so hopefully he gets does a couple walks. Anyway, as I said, he is facing Minnesota and a team that is very, very well. Like I said, if you want to get into the fly ball rate and all that kind of stuff, ground ball rate, check out Fangraphs for sure if you're really detailed into that. Anyway, favorite picks, mostly this entire team: Polanco, Rosario, Buxton, Kepler, CJ Cron, Marwin, Gonzalez, and Sano. It just depends on who plays here. Sano average is trash, but the dude's gonna hit a home run if he's in the starting lineup. Like I said, if Marwin's in, don't mind him if you want to put him in there. So like I said, that mostly all these Minnesota guys. Cruz is out. Kepler game time decision, so if he's out, it might hurt them just a little bit, but still they have a pretty good offense there for Minnesota. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's go look at some of the other stacks, maybe some other guys you can pick on. Don't mind a couple. Obviously, Yankees against Jake Junis. Watch that a couple Oakland bats against. I don't know much about him. Maybe a couple Coopers. That is it. Pretty cheap. You guys can probably make your money back. Like I said, 5-1 for each site in 6 days. For our customer, at only $10 a week, he already made his money back in just. It's yeah. To get in on it, put it in the comment section, and we'll love to have you guys come join us. Make some money with us. So that is it. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. We may have one for a video for Saturday. We'll have to see. And Sunday and Monday are early slates because of the holidays. So, yeah. All right, guys. Hope you guys, like I said, enjoy your long weekend, and we'll see you guys a little bit later on.